Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. It's Rajith again. One Illumined Heart is the station. Today's video is going to be on what to eat as we move into higher dimensional frequencies. This is important because our diet, as well as our thoughts, what it is we envision and want to create in a world of love and harmony and unity, cooperation with all of life, with one another, with the environment, with Mother Earth. There is a synchronicity between what we eat and how we move forward. There are limits to how far you can move forward in creating your light body depending on the diet that you have. So I want to talk a little bit about that today and uh, give you some support and get you down the road of what you can begin to think about if you're not already doing this kind of food. Then we can help guide you to beginning this journey and transitioning from whatever plan that you've been on to one that will sustain you moving into a higher frequency. So here we go. Once a person gets their spiritual embodiment frequency up to 10th dimensional frequency, that is when you can start to build your light body, or some people call it the crystal body. The earth is already has a crystalline base that's energetically been growing from underneath it, as well as on pillars of light on top all around the world. I've seen them many places that I've been. Other people have seen them. The universe or the cosmos is supporting us in bringing more light, more love, more awareness to our planet. And the light is going to win, folks. So if you want to get your light body moving up, if you even want to help move some of the heavier karmas that you have, those can be done with making your diet lighter. All right. So once you're in 10th dimensional frequency, you no longer can eat mushrooms of any kind. I have been told over and over in my meditations and in guiding my clients is that mushrooms do not align with the new light body. There's nothing wrong with mushrooms. If you're under 10th dimensional frequency, have at it. Eat all the mushrooms that you want because it won't interfere with where you're going. But once you're in 10th dimensional frequency, it literally stops dead in its tracks once you eat like a mushroom. I did it as an example for myself, just so that you know. I used myself as an experiment. A few months ago decided that I wanted to eat a portobello mushroom. And by the way, today is April 19th, 2020. And I ate the portobello mushrooms. I love portobello mushroom burgers and I love sauteed mushrooms. And I'd really been missing them for months. And I thought, oh, it can't be that bad. Well, I was wrong. I ate the mushroom burger and my grid did not grow. My crystalline grid stopped for 4 whole days. And I'm sure maybe the quantity of what I had, because it was a pretty, like a burger sized portobello burger. And I was surprised at how important it was to follow the directions of my spirit guides. Holy smokes, who knew they were right? Why would you listen to your spirit guides? Yeah, I rebel a little bit once in a while. So anyway, do not eat mushrooms once you're in 10th dimensional frequency. If you don't know that you're there or where you are, you can always reach me at info@oneilluminedheart.com. Beginning the week of 1st of May, I will be posting, I'm going to try and create a blog, and I'll be posting my Zoom classes so that I can help people determine what their frequencies are, how to get them built up, and well, some techniques that we're going to use in a group to get that rolling. So in the meantime, what you can do is begin to take care of yourself by making some different choices in your life that are pretty simple. So I have lots of clients who've been heavy duty meat eaters, flesh eaters. Some people are just doing eggs and fish. But most people that I've had as clients have been just normal, everyday people who eat flesh foods once or twice a day in their diet. They eat eggs, all that. in this particular frequency that we're moving into, it does not work. Um, what I've seen with people who are in 10th dimensional frequency or 11th or 12th, their crystalline or light body cannot grow past 50 to 55%, depending on the person. It just stops if you continue to eat eggs, fish, chicken, turkey, beef, pork, the whole gamut of flesh foods. And so if you're going to choose to want to be in a dimensional frequency where everyone is working together in love and in harmony with the universe, and in love means that we bring reverence to all of life and our connection to what we eat and what we do and what we say. So it is important to begin the journey of letting that go. Now, there are lots and lots of books online, as well as at the beautiful bookstores that we have, that discuss doing transition diets from going from flesh food to plant-based food. I remember years ago when how old was I? I was 24 when I transitioned to fish and eggs. And I was 25 because I took on a spiritual path that required being a vegetarian, to just stop eating eggs and stop eating fish. And I have to tell you, the salmon and the prawns, that was hard to let go of. And when I was a cocktail waitress and a food waitress while I was going to college, when I was doing that at that age, I was really challenged, shall I say, when I had to serve that food and it went by me, and I'm like, oh my God, this is hard. But, I got over the cravings and desire for all of that within, pretty much 4 months. But by 6 months, it was totally all gone, all done for the rest of my life. So it is possible, and people do it all the time. In this particular era that we're living in, it can actually be done faster. Time is moving faster. Energy is moving faster. You don't have to wait 6 months. I do recommend that people who are on heavy flesh food diets, that unless they're already a high spiritual frequency, that you try to transition for a month or two and decrease the amount of flesh foods into a plant-based diet so that your crystalline body can be built. Some of you are going to go, nope, I want to get that crystalline light body built, so I'm just going to stop eating all flesh foods and call it good and just struggle with it. You can do that. People have done it very successfully, just on cold turkey. I do recommend, though, that if you do that, that you make sure that you take digestive enzymes, full spectrum digestive enzymes, with every meal, so that your body, as it's changing its diet, can absorb all the new plant nutrients, the fiber that you're going to be taking in, because it's a very, very, very different diet. It's a diet that requires that you be conscious of really, really mineral-rich foods. So I'm going to go over a list that I've written on mineral-rich foods. One of the things that is not a food, it's an herb that is chock full of silica to help build this new body, is called horsetail. And I know probably many of you are aware that horsetail just grows wild in the forests. It grows wild along the roads, of non-suburbia, kind of a little bit more rural areas or suburban areas. You'll find horsetail everywhere. It just grows wild. It's wonderful. So you can either go gather it yourself, make sure you wash it really well, put it in a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, food grade hydrogen peroxide in water, or some other vegetable cleaning substance, and let it soak for a while. Make sure that you're getting everything clean and pesticides and dirt off of it if you're going to use it yourself. That way, you could make horsetail tea. You can crumple up a bunch of horsetail and put it in a smoothie. You can also buy horsetail capsules. So that's usually the easiest one to do. And if you do the capsules, it's about 2 capsules a day or 4 cups of tea per day that are pretty strong, pretty well steeped. So that is something that's really important. And usually, as we move into a plant-based diet and also building these light bodies, we want to use the horsetail for a good 4 to 6 months. It depends on the individual. And then once you have established a good silica base in your system, then you can check every month or so, do I need to be taking some for a few days a week, or whatever. You can ask your naturopath to check, or someone who does kinesiology and muscle testing. I highly recommend that you do that. And horsetail is like a food, so it's easy. It tastes really good, and the tea is actually really lovely. It's very alkaline. Okay, so mineral rich fruit. The most important foods that you need to be eating are deep, deep, deep greens. And I say deep greens. Listen to the list: kale of all kinds, romaine, Swiss chard, arugula, spinach, bok choy, broccoli and broccolini and Chinese greens, mustard greens. Those are amazing. Watercress, green grasses. So if you go to the health food store, you can buy the oat grass powder, the barley grass, the wheat grass. If you're allergic to wheat, don't eat the wheatgrass powder. Just get the oat or barley grass. Make sure that when you buy, there are also some green drinks that have some fruit in them, as well as other kinds of greens, like not just the grasses. They have maybe some arugula or mustard greens or watercress or broccoli or whatever in it. Really important to check the label. No mushrooms of any kind. Lots of greens have these wonderful mushrooms, because mushrooms, if you're under 10th dimensional frequency, are really terrific for your immune system. I had breast cancer a year and a half ago, and I had to use mushrooms to help me heal my body and bring it to balance. I used other herbs as well after I had my surgery. I did not do chemo or radiation, and I was fine. I did a lot of herbs, and I did some juicing, and I did intermittent fasting. So I did what I knew I had to do to get well. So just know, when you are in 10D or above, you need to not eat mushrooms. If you are, however, dealing with cancer or something like that, and your physician is telling you that you need to stay on it, then you just don't worry about trying to get your crystalline body or light body built. You want to get your physical body that you have right now well and strong. And just know that you can come and drop that when you've come to a different balance, or an inner knowing that, oh, I can let go of this now. So this journey of moving, integrating, awakening, and getting in touch with yourself and your body is learning to listen to your body. It talks to you. Every illness that you have, from a sniffle to a fever to a more difficult illness, whatever it be, all of them are messengers of what you are thinking, what you are feeling, what you're needing to process, or perhaps it's a messenger you aren't taking good care of your body, your immune system is down, you're eating junk food, you're eating way too much processed food, you're eating too much sugar, you're not getting enough vitamins, minerals, etc. There's something going on. So know that when you are ill or not feeling well or achy or whatever, that there's a message behind it. So please begin to pay attention. Okay, let's go on with our list. So the green grasses that I just spoke about are often in groups with other greens and other vegetables. Make sure that whatever formula you purchase, it has 0 mushrooms if you're over 10th dimensional frequency. If you're not sure, please, if you know somebody who is spiritual, who can read frequencies, connect with them. Feel free to connect with me at info@oneilluminedheart.com. I will be working with people individually, as I have been for the last 35 years. And I will be working with people in groups to help guide them as to where they're at. Okay, other really wonderful mineral-rich foods are bell peppers and cauliflower, radishes, sweet potatoes and yams, turnips, horseradish, and of course down the line is cabbages and other vegetables, carrots. But these green foods and the peppers if you're not allergic to them, are really powerful agents of healing, uh, clearing and cleansing your body. Also, surprisingly, folks, these vegetables are chock full of protein. So I'm going to read you something out of this book, Eat to Live by Dr. Joel Fuhrman. He has videos out. He has been on PBS, and he's the proponent of what he calls the nutritarian diet, where the highest level of nutrients, protein, minerals, vitamins, etc., the higher all of those are, the higher the score on the food. But this book is old, and it hit me in 2013, 2012, I think it was, when I found out about him. Hit me like a ton of bricks, because people always say, well, where am I going to get my protein if I don't have my steak, my chicken, my fish, my whatever? Well, the answer, of course, is, and Dr. Furman and actually many vegetarians, years and years long, will tell you, now, do cows eat meat? No, they eat grasses, and they get pretty darn big. They have lots of protein in them. What about giraffes? No, they eat leaves and grasses. Elephants, leaves, grasses, fruit, vegetables, right? There's a whole kingdom of animals that do not eat other animals, and they do fine. They're plenty big. I raised two of my children from the womb vegetarian. Became a vegetarian at 25. I got pregnant at 26 and had my first child at 27, and raised him from the womb vegetarian and into his childhood. And then, of course, when he became a teenager, he chose to eat meat when he was older, but we didn't serve it at home. I just absolutely, and to this day, I don't serve meat at my house. Never have. Don't want to. If I can't, don't choose to eat it. I don't have any problem with anybody else eating it. I have zero judgment on it, but it's not something that I use in my house, or never do I ever serve it to other people. So that's just been my spiritual choice. However, I totally respect other people's choices. I have had zero problem with my family members eating meat. That's their lifestyle. That's their choice. It was not my choice. I knew that for me, that was something that wasn't going to work for my spiritual growth. And so that's what I chose. So I want you all to know that my children have always been healthy, and they've grown up just fine, both very strong and athletic. And there was no problems in raising them vegetarian. So let me just read to you this. So these are the 4 things that he has listed on the nutrients present in 100 calorie portions of foods. Broccoli, protein for 100 calories, 11.2 grams of protein. Sirloin steak, 5.4 grams. Do you see the difference? It's pretty huge. Romaine lettuce has even more than a sirloin steak, 11.6 grams, even more than broccoli. Kale is 9.46 grams. So that's protein. So there's no need to be eating flesh foods. It's just something that you're used to. Okay, also calcium levels. Broccoli has 182 milligrams. Sirloin, 2.4 milligrams. Romaine lettuce, wow, a 257 milligrams. And kale, a whopping 455 milligrams. Iron, 2.2 milligrams for broccoli, 0.7 of a milligram for sirloin. Come on, folks. People say, I can't get my iron because I'm not eating flesh food. It's not true. So 7.9 milligrams for iron for romaine lettuce, and 3.1 milligrams for kale. We're just going to do a few here because I think it's important for you to understand the rich mineral content of these foods. Magnesium for broccoli is at 100 calories is 71.4 milligrams. Sirloin steak, 5 milligrams. Romaine lettuce, 43 milligrams. Kale, 59 milligrams. Let's go down to a vitamin. Okay, so vitamin A, that's a really good one. Vitamin A, broccoli, 6,757 international units. I use sirloin steak, 24. Folks, that's huge. And a huge difference because the sirloin steak has hardly any vitamin A. Romaine lettuce, oh my God, it's off the charts. 18,571 international units. It's for 100 calories to get your vitamin A, which is really grand for your immune system and for your lungs. Okay, kale, even more. 21,159 international units. So there you have it, folks. You don't need flesh foods. However, when your body's used to it, it takes a little while to switch over. Okay, so going plant-based is really, really important. So what other sources of protein are there out there? Well, all fruits have protein, far less, but they're there. Nuts and seeds have lots of protein in them and also really healthy fats. Avocado's wonderful for healthy fats and rich nutrients. Also, legumes, things like lentils, cannelli beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, black beans, the little tiny Japanese red beans. I love the giganta beans, the great big white ones. Tofu doesn't have as much, but there is a world of protein out there, from the greens to the pulses. And then, of course, there's protein in some grains. Of course, I don't recommend a lot of grains, but find the grain that your body resonates with, that it feels good, that it's not having a reaction to. Some people are reacting to gluten. Other people are not, they're reactive to wheat, but it's not the gluten. If they're not eating organic wheat, they're reacting to the poisonous pesticide called glyphosate. So, and that is making people sick. It's affecting not only their guts, it's affecting their brain, it's affecting their liver. It's so toxic, and so much of our food is sprayed with it. So choosing organic, choosing healthy. So this is the kind of diet that you need to be on. So if you are a meat eater and you want to switch over, please check vegetarian, vegan cookbooks. They almost all of them have transition diets in them. Dr. Furman has in his Eat to Live cookbook, which is a great cookbook, great recipes in it. He has wonderful ideas on how to transition from flesh food, how to bring it down, and then for people who want to go vegan, where they don't eat any animal products, they can do that. On this particular program, you don't have to give up dairy if you don't want to. You do need to let go of eggs. So dairy, you can have goat, sheep, cow. I don't know any other kind of dairy that's really available. I highly recommend organic. And you can do the cheeses and the yogurts and the milk products. I don't recommend straight milk for if you're over 10, 12 years old, because your body doesn't really have the enzymes to digest it. So if you are going to have milk, try to do yogurts, try to do cheeses. I'm down to eating cheese maybe 2 times a week now. I love cheese, but my body's not loving it. The higher frequency that I go, the more my body's saying, hello, it's too heavy, so we're all at different levels of frequency spiritually, and the higher you go, the less your body wants these other frequency foods. The other thing that's really important to know, in order to get into this fifth dimensional portal, your body, crystalline body, needs to be at 65%. And if you're eating flesh foods, it stops growing at 50%. So there is going to, if you want to join this party, basically, it's open to everybody. The universe, the divine wants every human being to make the choice to go down this road. So all of us are willing to support you. So there are 185.5 million light workers who have signed up to do this over the last 4,000 years, 5,000, I think, maybe actually, um, to help humanity wake up and to transition us into a new dimensional frequency that is not in duality, that is based on love. And we have to trust that in this transition, there's a lot going to be changing, but part of the change has to come from this part first, our physical embodiment and our conscious embodiment of choosing love and harmony with the planet. So that is it for today. If you have, oh, and those of you who love to juice, that's also fine. Some people say, well, you shouldn't be juicing, it's too hard on you, da 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 da, too much sugar. And it's true, for some people it's too much sugar. But do what works for your body. Oh, and the other thing is sprouts. Ooh, that's right. I just talked with a couple of people who really needed to be eating sprouts. And once food is sprouted, it has way more life giving properties. It's full of life and full of energy, and it's very expansive. So it really will help you. And it's like a chock full of nutrition. A very little bit is very full of nutrition. So those are, I'm hoping, some supportive help for you. I will not be doing videos the rest of this week. I'm going into a silent retreat to be told exactly where I'm going to be going from here to serve humanity. Beginning the first week of May, there's going to be some changes. My previous video, I let you see my body, my normal third dimensional body. And hopefully in the next 3 to 4 months, we're going to see a change into a body that is going to hold more light. And there's nothing more believable than to watch something changing in front of your eyes. So bless all of you. Thank you for embracing the beauty of who you are. It's so wonderful who you are. Take good care. And any questions, feel free to connect with me. Much love to all of you. Take care. Namaste. Totomana kea o poto asa. Neo motoko ai. Tatasaya modo takaya monoso ai te o tata. Mata asaya toyo motoko ai. Sata. And so thank you for joining me. Honor the love and the light within yourself, and the love and the light within you and all of creation. That was what that prayer meant. All right, take care. Namaste.